Hello and welcome to another update video about MATIC. Yeah, it seems to be crazy MATIC day again. It's a big chop here, this chart. It did break out to the downside a few days ago. I only made my video yesterday here about MATIC, and we said it could be in this ABC correction, right? And it might have bottomed yesterday already in the A wave. I think we talked yesterday about ideally I'd like to see one more little low in the A, but it actually made a higher low and then rallied today. Honestly, it's an exceptionally difficult chart to read, and I'm not gonna tell you it's easy if it's not, because this one is exceptionally difficult. And sometimes, you know, that it's better to say, you know, we've got an absolutely messy chart here and it doesn't really give you an edge to try to trade this because it's completely messy. You have the situation here that obviously it completed a possible 5-wave move up like many other coins did. Yeah. So far the pullback was very, very shallow. I did highlight to you that often charts, especially cryptos actually, or rather cryptos, when they end their wave 1 here in an ending diagonal, which MATIC did, they sometimes make a very, very shallow correction only. Apparently MATIC heard that and made a very, very shallow correction. However, I would have still liked to see it come back to the 38.2 FIB level, at least at 112. It basically turned around in the middle of nowhere, which is sort of not great, not ideal. It's now moving up, and I would have to assume at the moment that it's already in its B wave, as some other coins are as well. If it is in its B wave, my view is that we have now entered the resistance area. The resistance area here is between 50% and 78.6 FIB for the B wave, between 124 and 130. Above 130, above that resistance, I would rather be in favor of a breakout, that it already completed its wave 2. However, I also tell you this is not high confidence, because if it's a B wave, in a different corrective structure, the B wave could even extend all the way to the 1.38 FIB extension. Retracement of the A wave. Because we could get an overshooting B wave. Yeah. Not my primary expectation in this case, but can happen. And therefore, I would not trade this at the moment until it gets into this wave 2 support area. That's when I would get involved personally. Until then, this is just too messy for me, and we had some really, really good structures this week and still have, which give much clearer pictures. And sometimes when you don't really have a clear vision of what's going on, it's better not to do anything until we have, you know, better visibility, especially for various reasons. I mean, it moved up, that's fine. It moved up in 5 waves. It hasn't pulled back to the ideal level in a wave 2. It hasn't even touched the 38.2 FIB, which leaves us sort of in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it does give us very little edge. And now if we already are in a B wave, you know, you don't really want to be involved in trading a B wave. So that's messy. Yeah, I'll be a bit careful here. If it comes down in the end in a C wave into this region between 87.6 and 105, I think that might be another really good entry point. Until then, we need to be a bit careful here with this, especially as it could still be in this bearish count. I mean, it's not really bearish, but short-term bearish, yeah, where we say that we have a possible structure that would take us much lower in this when wave 1 peaked here, that we came down in an A wave, moved up in a very long overshooting B wave, and we will come down in a C wave, either sort of into this region around 87 cents in a running flat, or maybe even in an expanded flat situation into this 60 cent region somewhere. But also here, it doesn't really give us a very high probability setup, because due to the overshooting B wave, the C wave can either be very short or it can be very long. So also here, the chart doesn't really give us an edge. I know a lot of people always ask for MATIC charts, but this is a chart I'd rather avoid analyzing at the moment, because it is not giving us a very clear picture. Yeah, at least from an Elliott Wave point of view, you have too many possibilities here, and you don't have the chart adhere very well to the clear impulsive structures that we need, so that we can define high probability entry points, which will change if it comes into this region here. Yeah, then we've got a low risk, high reward setup. Until then, it's a bit messy. You might use other methods to analyze it, absolutely, but it's not for me as an Elliott Wave analyst, and because I believe that Elliott Wave is one of the best tools to analyze charts. If a chart doesn't really give me a clear edge when I analyze it with Elliott Wave, then I'd rather avoid it. So here's a bit more patience involved. I think 130 certainly is resistance, as I highlighted. If we break above that, we could be in the third wave. That could take us to $2 and more. Yeah. If we lose the A wave low here at 113, then I think we're heading into this green support area, and that's when it's getting interesting again from a sort of scaling in point of view. Until then, it's a bit nebulous. Yeah, it's a bit, and this structure here is not very ideal anyway, because it's not a very clear structure for a wave 2 to bottom. A wave 2 normally gives you very clear lows. This here was not a very clear low. You had a bit of a double bottom here, and the second low was higher than the first. Not very good, yeah, from a structural point of view. Now, you could argue that maybe our friend Sam, with his FTX collapse here, messed it all up. That's of course possible. So yeah, I'll observe it for you, and if I see something emerge which is really interesting, I will let you know. But I don't know, it's a bit nebulous. That's all I can say here. And I gave you, what I believe are the key resistance areas here, the structure, the key support areas and target areas. So hopefully that helped. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.